Gråsten Castle, nestled in the heart of southern Jutland, once again shimmered with splendor as the Danish royal family gathered for one of the most visually enchanting and emotionally resonant ceremonies of the summer, the changing of the guard. Under the warm Danish sun, a magnificent royal tradition unfolded that not only captivated those present but echoed deeply in the hearts of Danes and royal watchers worldwide. This wasn't merely a symbolic shift in duty. This was a powerful affirmation of continuity, heritage, and national pride, marked by the graceful presence of Queen Margrethe II, the charisma of King Frederik X, the composed elegance of Queen Mary, the dignified strength of Princess Benedikte, and the undeniable charm of the younger generation of royals. With military precision and royal warmth, the event began with the traditional arrival of the Royal Life Guards, their red uniforms a vibrant contrast against the deep greens of Gråsten's gardens and the brilliant whites of the castle's walls. But the attention of the gathered crowds wasn't just on the pageantry. All eyes were on Queen Margrethe, whose presence at the ceremony following her abdication still evokes strong emotion and admiration. Though she no longer reigns, her enduring connection to Gråsten and the people of Denmark remains palpable. She walked with her signature cane, supported by her legacy and the quiet reverence of the public who once bowed to her as their monarch. Today, she stood as a revered matriarch, a living embodiment of Danish stability. King Frederik X and Queen Mary arrived shortly after, hand in hand, their presence radiating unity and quiet strength. It was a defining moment, the first changing of the guard at Gråsten with Frederik as king. The weight of the crown rested gently upon his shoulders, yet his posture was proud, his gaze determined. Queen Mary, ever graceful, wore a soft floral dress that paid homage to the Danish summer and mirrored the blooms surrounding the castle grounds. She smiled warmly to children waving flags, paused to acknowledge elderly admirers, and stood still during the playing of the national anthem, a queen not just by title, but by connection. What made this year's ceremony even more extraordinary was the royal lineup itself. Princess Benedikte, the steadfast sister of Queen Margrethe, stood dignified as always, her presence reminding the world of the enduring bonds between generations of the House of Glucksburg. Her role in preserving royal tradition, often underappreciated, is immense. She is the silent guardian of royal customs and values, and her attendance only reinforced the weight and grace behind the ceremony. And then, there were the children. Prince Christian, now firmly established as the heir to the throne, stood confidently in a tailored suit beside his siblings, Princess Isabella, and the twins, Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine. Their youthful energy balanced the solemnity of the event. Prince Christian's subtle nods and quiet poise gave glimpses of the future king he is growing into. Princess Isabella, elegant in a summery dress, greeted guards and spectators with charm, while the twins brought spontaneous joy with their natural curiosity and laughter. Their interactions weren't scripted, they were genuine, spontaneous reflections of a royal family deeply in touch with the people they serve. The atmosphere around Gråsten was more than just regal, it was festive. Locals and tourists alike gathered in droves, some arriving hours early just to catch a glimpse of the royals. Children wore paper crowns, elderly couples reminisced about past monarchs, and young Danes spoke excitedly about Queen Mary's recent engagements and King Frederik's modern approach to leadership. The crowds broke into spontaneous applause as the royal family took to the balconies and waved, moments that felt frozen in time, like pages from a fairy tale that continues to write itself. In recent years, Gråsten Castle has become more than just a summer residence. It is now a symbol of renewal. Since the Queen's abdication in January, the transition of power has been historic yet smooth, a reflection of the trust the Danish people place in their monarchy. The changing of the guard this year felt like a seal upon that transition. Not an end, not even a new beginning, but a continuation of a deep, beautiful tradition that evolves with each generation. The symbolism didn't go unnoticed. Military formations echoed the structure of constitutional monarchy, disciplined, respectful, rooted in centuries of honor. The Queen's former royal standard no longer flies above Gråsten, but in its place, Frederik's royal emblem now dances with the wind, one reign respectfully closing, another confidently beginning. The presence of Queen Margrethe and King Frederik together, side by side, showed not division, but deep mutual respect. A mother guiding from the wings, a son stepping into the light. Media photographers scrambled to capture every angle of the family as they posed informally after the ceremony. No stiff portraits here, just candid moments of laughter, small talks, and shared glances. The natural affection between Queen Mary and her children was undeniable, and the pride in King Frederik's eyes as he watched his family gather was equally moving. These images will grace newspapers and digital feeds across the globe, but more importantly, they will find homes in Danish hearts. As the guards marched out, their rhythmic steps echoing across the castle's courtyard, the ceremony ended, but the sense of belonging lingered. For the people of Denmark, this event was more than protocol. It was an assurance that in a world of uncertainty, the values, traditions, and faces they trust remained strong. The monarchy, while ceremonial, is deeply emotional. It reflects the highs and lows of the nation, its joy and its mourning, its growth and its legacy. The castle, once a private royal retreat, has transformed into a stage for national unity. Children will grow up remembering moments like these, where the pageantry was matched only by the sincerity of their royal family. Where tradition wasn't just preserved, but celebrated with heart. Where the royals weren't distant symbols, but relatable, human, and profoundly present. This year's changing of the guard at Gråsten wasn't just a calendar event, it was a tapestry woven with history, emotion, and purpose. It reminded the world that the Danish monarchy, rooted in centuries of rule, continues to adapt, evolve, and most importantly, inspire. In Queen Margrethe's graceful aging, we see the wisdom of the past. In King Frederik's steady gaze, we see leadership for the present. And in Prince Christian's youthful promise, we glimpse the monarchy of tomorrow. So as Gråsten's gates close quietly behind the last guard, and the royal family disappears from public view until their next appearance, one question echoes through the minds of the Danish people and royal watchers everywhere. In a rapidly changing world, can this rare blend of tradition and modernity continue to thrive under the spotlight? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more royal stories from across Europe and beyond.